Hi, we are in day 4 of my 5-day series on journaling that I'm doing here on Facebook Live. If you would like to see all of them, if you've missed them, you can go to laurenmariefleming.com/journaling. That link is in the notes of this video. And while you're there, you can also enter to win over $700 in goodies, including a spot in my course, Journal Through It, from oh shit to I've got this in 30 days, and a one-on-one coaching session with me, a copy of my book, Body Love, 10 Steps to Profoundly Loving Your Body, some teas, my special blend teases, and a journal like this one or whatever you want it to look like from my shop.laurenmariefleming.com. So that's, and a care package from me to you. So that's over $700 in goodies, and you can enter to win that. We're giving away 2 of those. I'm giving away 2 of those. So you can go to laurenmariefleming.com/journaling. The link is in the bio to see all of these workshop videos and enter to win that awesome prize. So today we're going to talk about how to use journaling to handle politics in the news. And I don't know about you, but coming on Facebook is so hard for me these days. I'm just getting this feed of all of these clickbait, really sensationalized news stories. I don't know where to put my efforts. The politics are horribly volatile, and rightfully so. My friends and myself are scared. We're all worried about our rights, about our ability to exist, about our safety, about our healthcare. There's so many things to be worried about, and sometimes it can be really overwhelming. And I'm an activist. I consider myself an activist, and sometimes I find that I don't know where to put that effort as an activist. I don't know where to put that effort as somebody who's wanting to be engaged. I don't want to just turn off, but it can be too much. And journaling helps me deal with how it's too much, engage in a way I want to, and kind of sort through that stuff. So we're going to talk today about how to use journaling to help you handle this volatile political climate. First, I think journaling is a really good way to kind of separate what other people have told you to think or to feel and figure out what you think and feel. So I think about this, I think about clickbait articles and fake news. Journaling gives me a way to write it down, to think about, okay, is this my idea? Is this them? Does this have valid factual basis? Is this something that I should be stressing about? Is this real? Is this like a real stressor in my life? Or is this something that someone created the sense of stress and the sense of like worry and anxiety to get me to click on their article or watch their news program, which is very real, which is very true. I mean, sometimes there's real news that's actually horrible that we don't look at, but the clickbait over here is bothering us. I do that all the time. So yeah, it can be a way to kind of separate that. So I say try this. So I take a hot button topic, so something that I'm really stressing about, something that people are talking about, and I put it in the middle of a piece of paper. And then I wrote down everything that I am thinking about it, everything that I've been told about it, everything that I've seen about it. I wrote it all around it. Anything that is based on solid fact that I know is a fact, I can see that as a source, or my personal experiences or the experiences of somebody that I know and trust, I circle. Everything else not everything else, but things that I can't prove, that just feel sensationalized, that don't really have much of a basis, I cross off. So when I'm thinking about a topic, I mean, Trump is a really good example right now. There's so much information flying around what's happening where, what's going on. And so I put the topic in the middle and I write around it, and the things that I know to be fact, I circle, and the things that I know can't be proven, I cross off. And that, what it does is it doesn't make me forget about the things that Trump is doing right now. What it makes me do is it makes me not give my energy to the things that I can't back up, that I don't know is fact. And there's plenty to worry about. There's plenty to be active on. There's plenty to do based around facts. We don't need to give our energy to the things that we can't back up. So I try to focus on those things that I know, those things that matter to me, those things that that are experiences that I'm experiencing or the people I know are experiencing, those things that can be based in fact, and then I go from there. So it helps me separate, and it can help you separate what you believe and what you do and what you know with the information that's just flying around, especially in this world of fake news. And I think that that's actually something really important that people need to be taking time out of their lives to do, is to learn how to learn techniques on how to separate what is real and what is not, what is fact and what is something that someone's done to sell you their website, to click on their website. So, and that works also for like anything else in the news. If you hear like stories about wars and stories about anything really, you can go through and understand like, what do you know, what's sensationalized, what's real, and what are the facts here, what's actually going to help me help this situation versus what am I going to just stress over for the sake of stressing and adding anxiety to my life. It can also help you prioritize where your energy should go. So like I said, I like to be an activist. I like to be really active in getting and moving forward. And a lot of activists I know have activist burnout. When you try to take on every single cause, it can be exhausting. It can be exhausting, and then you're giving everyone your energy, so no one's getting actually like a full part of you, which can be exhausting for the people in your life as well and the organizations that you're working with. So it helps me to prioritize where I want my energy to go, what issue I need to be working on, and what issue I need to be giving my time, money, and energy to. And I say issue, and it can be many issues, but like, what am I going to focus on this week? What am I going to focus on today? What am I going to focus on this year? What am I going to focus on right now? And one of the ways that I do this is I make 3 rows on a piece of paper. And this is what I do in general for everything in my life, this type of journaling technique, from relationships to politics, to my activism, to my career, to my love life. I do this in all of it. I make a need, a want, and a can't list. So on my need list, I put the things that I need to be helping with, the things that I need to be working towards, the things that I need to do in my life. And also I put the things that are the highest need in just overall activism and overall politics. And for me, I think it's really important, and I think it's important to center the most marginalized people. So I think about how the place where I put my need, the place where I put the things that I put on my need list are the organizations that are most marginalized, the organizations that aren't getting as much money as the other organizations, the organizations that help people who are most marginalized. I try to give my effort to that. In particular, for me, I see the marginalization and I see trans women of color and immigrants. That's what I put in my need list, because those tend to be people that are being the most marginalized in really unsafe ways currently. I'm not saying that other people aren't by any means, but those are the people that I put on my need list. So personally, I've centered a lot of my activism work around those 2 groups. And then I put my want list, like the other groups that I want to have my activism and I want to know issues about and I want to be aware on and on their mailing lists and be working on. So that's my want list. All those other organizations that matter to me a lot, I put them on the want list. And then the organizations that I just can't give my energy to, or the news sites that I can't give my energy to, or the things that I just can't currently do, I put on my can't list. And that doesn't mean that I can't get to them at some point, but they're just not what I can focus my energy on right now. They're not the issues that I can go at. They're not going to be the priorities for me personally. And again, activist tip, center the most marginalized. So I go most marginalized to least marginalized. And that is how I write my need, want, can't list. My need, want, can't list is my way of kind of organizing where I'm going to put my energy as an activist and where I'm going to be working the hardest to go, and that can help you through that too. So I've been talking a lot about this week, but your journal is your therapist. I think that it's a great way when my anxiety starts getting up and I get worried that, as a queer person, I'm going to have my rights taken away or not get the rights that we're actively working on. As a, poly, kinky, fat person, I'm not going to be able to get health care, or I'm going to have, not access to jobs and work, all these things that I worry about. I put it into my journal. I put that worry into my journal. I let it let it hear that. Let it be my therapist. Let it be my best friend. Let it be a place where I can actually talk about how hard this is when I worry about, I'm like a big proponent of Black Lives Matters. And when I worry about that, when I have that worry, I let the worry go into the journal so then I can actually do the work. Because if you're spending all your time worrying and being scared and being anxious, those are valid feelings, but they need a place to go, and they need a place to go so you can get over them and start doing the work. Because anxiety and fear, that keeps you from doing the work that needs to be done. It keeps me from doing the work that I need to do as well. And so I put all that fear into my journal. I use it with my therapy. I use it with my therapist. I use it with my coaches. And then I take that fear and I let it stay in my journal. And then I go back to my need, want, can't list, and I work on being proactive. So let the fear stay in the journal and then go and do the action that I need to do to make things better. The fourth and final way that I think that journaling can help you through the volatile political climate is organizing your thoughts to make your voice stronger. All of the work that I do is based around trying to help people, most especially those people who are marginalized and who have their voices taken away from them in our community, to make their voice stronger. And if you journal your thoughts ahead of time, if you write your thoughts down ahead of time, if you do the work ahead of time to understand what your thoughts are, you can be more articulate and your voice can be stronger. And I am all for helping make stronger voices, most especially of people whose voices are silent. And journaling is a great way to practice using your voice and standing up for what you believe in. So one way I suggest doing that is I set an alarm for 30 minutes and I spew everything I'm feeling into a journal. I just write everything I'm feeling about a topic, everything down. And then when the timer goes off at 30 minutes, I then take the next 30 minutes, I set the timer again, at least for 30 minutes, and I use that time to organize the thoughts that I just had. So I think, okay, so here are the thoughts I just had, here's the spew. Now how can I organize that into a contextual situation? I'm a big fan of having important conversations with the people in your life, and I can't have those conversations if I don't know yet what my actual thoughts are on the subject. So before I sit down and tell somebody about how I think it's important, I'm all for the Black Lives Matters movement, I need to go through my thoughts and articulate my thoughts on why we as white people need to be supporting that organization as well. I need to be able to come back to the All Lives Matter pushback that always has. I need to be able to organize my thoughts so I can work through and articulate. I need to talk about my own privilege and how I need to remind myself that I need to sit back in that conversation and let them have that, be the ones telling that story. And I'm there as a support to listen and not talk. So it can also remind me that this isn't the space in which my voice needs to be the loudest. It's a space in which I need to be there listening, not talking. So all of that processing, all of that organizing of where my activism needs to live and what I can do in this day and age of politics, of this volatile political climate, is done in my journal. And then that keeps me from expecting the people in my life who are in those marginalized groups to do that work for me. It gives me a place to process that emotions, and it gives me a space to feel to remind myself that I have power, that I deserve a voice, that it is overwhelming, it is a lot, it is a hard time to be in, but I can't just let that shut me off and make me not do anything. My journal helps keep that from happening, keep that shut off from happening, keep that running away from happening. It gives me a place to take care of myself as an activist, and self-care is really important. And so I think that it's one of the most important tools in my activist tool set, is having a journal where I actively go through this process. So I would love to know how you use your journal, if you use it to help you through volatile political climates, help you handle and digest news, help you be a better activist. I would love to know, because I am constantly learning, and my journal is a place where I learn, and I'd love to know the ways in which you learn through your journal as well. You can tell me in the comments, I read them, or you can also find all of these videos, this is part 4 in a 5-part series, at laurenmariefleming.com/journaling, and while you're there, you can enter to win a spot in my course, Journal Through It from Oh Shit to I've Got This in 30 days, and a one-on-one coaching consult with me, which is really exciting because I'm actually booked up with clients. So my journal course VIP and this giveaway is the only way right now to get a spot with me one-on-one coaching. You can get a copy of my book, Body Love, 10 Steps to Fulfilling Living Your Body. It's actually right there. You can see it. You can get a journal from shop.laurenmariefleming.com. I have a bunch of different ones. This is an example of one. You can get some teas, my specialty blend teas sent to you, and a care package just from me to you. So that's over $700 in goodies. You can enter to win that at laurenmariefleming.com/journaling. And while you're there, you can see all 4 of these videos, all 5 of them eventually tomorrow, but the 4 that I now have. And I would love to know how you use journaling in your activism, how you use journaling to battle anxiety and depression, how you use journaling to transform your life, some of the myths you have about journaling. These are the other topics from the other days. And then tomorrow, we're gonna have the last one, which is how the heck do you find time to do this thing that I keep telling you that you should probably try doing? So yeah. I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. right here on Facebook Live. And again, if you want to enter to win, the giveaway ends May 25th. So enter at laurenmariefleming.com/journaling. Bye.